Hello there. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Janelle Rohner, an influencer who really rose to popularity for her weight loss and diet content. I'll be honest, I do not follow Janelle on any platforms, but her posts have popped up in my recommended reels while I'm doom scrolling for years now. So I'm definitely familiar with her, and I've taken looks at her page before. I know that she was originally online as a keto influencer. She was doing keto for many years, and I think she received a lot of criticism at times because really she didn't seem to be making much progress and she didn't look all that healthy while on keto. You may have seen her videos where she's eating like bell pepper sandwiches on her work breaks because I know that she became quite popular and perhaps infamous for those bell pepper sandwich videos. Anyway, a while back, Janelle had popped back up on my recommended reels, and I thought, wow, she looks great. You could tell that she had really lost some weight. Dare I say, her inflammation. I know that's a hot button word these days, but she did look less inflamed overall and just was looking good. I had gone to her page and found out that she had actually stopped doing keto and had transitioned to counting macros and was finding a lot of success with that. I really admired that she was able to come forward and admit that keto, something she had been promoting for a long time, wasn't really working for her, and that macros, which allow her not to cut out entire food groups, um, but still track her calories and her protein, carbs, etc., was in fact working for her. I'm a believer in macros, and I think that for the majority of people, it's just simple science. Macros work. So she's been losing weight using macros, and she popped up on my Instagram reels today for a video that we're going to be talking about. Yes, Janelle is now on a GLP-1. So it prompted me to just take a little bit of a closer look at her Instagram. This is not a full deep dive. There's probably lore that I'm missing, but I'm going to go with what I know of her and talk a bit about her announcement today, or whenever she posted it, it might not have been exactly today, that she's taking a GLP-1. So, upon looking at her Instagram, let's take a look at kind of where she started and where she was at least last that I knew her. So here we've got these before and after pictures. These are 127 weeks ago, so quite a while ago. But you can see on the left, this is kind of what she was looking like in her heavy keto days. And as you might understand, this is why people were a bit confused why she was really proud and shouting keto's praises from the rooftops when it didn't look like she was making much progress. On the right is after she'd been counting macros. She says in her caption that she sees a difference and she feels good. Her relationship with food got better and she has complete food freedom. This is all from counting macros. I found out that she's also selling a macros course. So this is from quite a while. So she's been selling this course for some time. Let's hear a bit more directly from Janelle about her journey with keto to macros. Let me just get to it.
Story time of how I went from this to this in about 7 months. It's about 20-pound difference. And here I'm eating about 1,200 calories and sometimes lower. And over here I'm eating like 2,000 to 2,400. Many of you might already know, but maybe not. About 7 months ago, I switched from very strict keto to macro tracking, and it absolutely changed my life. I really, truly, honestly thought that I was one of those people that I just couldn't have food freedom. I really thought my body couldn't tolerate it. I really thought that I would be eating 1,200 calories forever, and my body was never changing. And it just was like this vicious cycle until I discovered macros, found total food freedom. I feel like I look and feel better than I have in years. I mean, tracking macros has just really, truly changed my life. So much so that I decided to go to school and become a certified macro coach. I want to help more people because I know there's people out there who felt like me, felt like there was nothing else for them. But I'm telling you,
All right, so we can see that Janelle herself states that counting macros changed her life for the better, and we can see it. She is a testament for how counting macros properly can work. She's eating more, but losing fat. I believe she works out as well, so she's probably gaining some muscle, like a true body recomp. And honestly, I'm really happy for her. I think that that's wonderful. You can tell that she is so passionate about it that she became a certified macro coach. I don't know enough about that to say whether that's like bullshit or not. But for the sake of this, let's say it's legit. Good for her. She got herself some certifications and now she sells this course. Let me try to share the course just quickly. Bear with me. I'm getting there. Okay. So here we are. This is her Macros 101 course. We can see here again, she explains experience food freedom and change your life. Again, she has said several times now that she does have total food freedom from counting macros. So this is a course to help people understand everything they need to know about counting their macros. And what I really wanted to flag here, all the way down, this is a one-time payment of $200. So for $200, you get all of this that she lists here if you'd like to read it. I think this is all information pretty much that you can find for free online. You don't need to pay $200, but hey, that's just me. So she is making money off of her subscribers by selling this course. And it's clear that to me that she's posting a lot of these before and afters and a lot of her own personal testaments um, to sell this course. I just realized I wasn't sharing the screen. I apologize. So here is what's included in her macros course. You can see the price of $200 is listed there. And back up to the top again, we can see that it is in fact her course touting that it will give you food freedom and change your life. Today, though, she posted an Instagram story or an Instagram post explaining that she is on a GLP-1 and that she had more information in her YouTube video. So let's watch her YouTube video together. I'll be sure to actually add it to the screen now. Okay. Let's play her video a little bit sped up and let's react to this.
It's Janelle. This is a very hard video for me to record. This is a little different than the content that I share, but I want to have a real, honest conversation. If you've been following me for a while, you know I've tried it all. Keto, macro, workouts, lifestyle shifts, and I have always shared what's worked and what hasn't. Lately, I've been getting a lot of questions about how I'm feeling, what's new, what's changed, and I don't want to avoid it.
I'm not sure if anyone is familiar with the TikToker or Instagrammer. I think she goes by Corporate Erin, and she does these parodies of like really obnoxious managers in the corporate world. And she always does that tick of that hard swallow. It's so relatable, and Janelle is doing it unironically, and she will continue to do it throughout this video. And I just think of Corporate Erin every single time.
So here goes. Yes, over the last year, I have decided to make some new choices in my health. I started working with a doctor, and we did decide to add a GLP-1 to my plan. GLP-1s are not magic. They don't change your lifestyle overnight. It's just a tool to help. I still had to show up for my meals, track my macros, drink my water, go on walks, do my workouts, everything that I already teach and believe in. It just helped me regain a sense of control. And it's something that I don't want to be ashamed of. And I don't think other women or men who are using this tool should feel ashamed either. Because if there's a tool out there that can help with your mental and physical health, you deserve to explore that without feeling guilty or ashamed.
So there it is. For the past year or so, she has been on a GLP-1, she says, under the care of a doctor. I'm not here to dispute her claims. I'm not privy to her medical information, and I don't know her life. I will say GLP-1s are not that hard to come by nowadays. You don't even need to go to your primary care to get one. Um, They're available through different online platforms and even like medi spas. I know that all of those are still technically under the care of a doctor, but to me, seems like it's relatively easy to be prescribed a GLP-1 in this day and age. So I'm not sure where exactly she's getting the GLP-1 from. And she also doesn't share exactly what prompted that decision. Does she have some sort of insulin resistance or other hormonal issue where a GLP-1 could be helpful? Again, I'm not here to speculate on her medical information. She doesn't share it, and I guess she really doesn't have to. But I do wonder about it considering that she was making great progress counting her macros. And it seems like, to me, honestly, she wanted to lose a little bit of extra weight, probably for aesthetic reasons. And I will also say, I do agree, a GLP-1 is a tool. You do need to do the work. She's right about that. But she's selling a macros course, and for the last year, hasn't been honest about all of the tools that she is using, which include the GLP-1. So her subscribers are buying this course, expecting the same results as her, but they don't have the full picture of everything that she's doing to help her get there.
After a few months, I had lost the stubborn like 10 to 15 pounds. I was happy.
And there it is. She took it and was happy to lose the stubborn 10 to 15 pounds. Most people, especially those on a weight loss journey, I think can understand the struggle of just having those last few pounds that you want to get off. It tends to get harder as you lose more weight, as your body becomes used to a certain level of calories and a certain level of activity, and you kind of have to keep cutting those calories, right, and keep upping the activity to get there. But to me, with the little information that she's giving, again, I really don't want to over speculate, but to me, that is supporting my own theory and opinion that she did this just to kind of get to her preferred size and not necessarily for any sort of health reason. And let me be clear, that's also okay. Losing weight for aesthetic reasons, in my opinion, is totally fine, and I get it. But be honest about what you're doing and why. When you are making money off of your subscribers, saying that counting macros will get them the results that you have had.
I switched to microdosing for maintenance, and I would maybe, do a microdose once a month.
What is this? Shrooms? Is microdosing a GLP-1 even really a thing? You're just taking a GLP-1. Be real.
I also paired those new lifestyle changes with something that was a real game changer for me, and I started seeing a therapist regularly. When I started posting back on TikTok in 2020, I never in my wildest dreams did I think that I would be where I am now. And with that came so many amazing opportunities, and I am so incredibly deeply grateful and blessed for the community that I have and the support that I have. But I'll be honest, that opened the door for a lot of criticism. I never imagined my life would be under a microscope and that I would have comments and questions and judgments about everything that I was doing. I'm not perfect and I've never claimed to be. I did share a few years ago that I had been struggling with my mental health, and this is something that was very new for me. I've never, had these challenges in my life before, so I did feel a little lost. It was just something that I had to learn to navigate through. So I started seeing a therapist regularly, and after talking with her, we decided to try a medication. I was having a lot of anxiety, some depression, some ADHD symptoms that were really affecting my life. And when I started that medication, I lost an additional 15 pounds, which was completely unexpected. I struggled to share this because
Okay. So again, I do give her kudos for talking about her mental health and for actually going and seeing a professional and getting the help that she does need for that. It is really important, and your mental health can affect your physical health. But I'm not really sure what the point of her sharing this is. I don't know. To me, it is giving a little bit of, well, I have horrible mental health and I was struggling because people are mean to me online, so you can't say anything to me. That's just what I'm getting from it. If others feel differently, that's okay. Losing 15 pounds off of being put on psychiatric medications, um, that can happen. But it just makes me wonder then, did you need the GLP-1? Or was it your mental health really that was affecting your physical health to the point that being put on the medications gave you the clarity of mind and allowed you to kind of push through those symptoms of depression, anxiety, ADHD that you've mentioned, and you were able to refocus on your diet and your exercise. Um, I'm not sure if that really makes sense, what I'm trying to say, if that's getting across. But to me, again, it just kind of supports this theory that the GLP-1 was just for aesthetic reasons. Um, and maybe there were other avenues that she could have taken first to avoid going on the GLP-1. It also leads me to wonder if this quote microdosing of the GLP-1 is even necessary. She's now lost then an additional 25 to 30 pounds taking the GLP-1 and being on her psychiatric medications. She was already looking quite good in those before and after photos, and we'll take another look at those in a minute. So it's kind of makes me wonder, like, how small are you trying to get? Is that the goal here?
These were deep things that I was working through and struggling with therapy, with my doctors. But the reason that I'm sharing it now is because I always promised I'd be real with you guys. And I'm proud of how far I've come. And most importantly,
She is sharing it now, though, after about a year. She doesn't owe us every intimate detail of her mental and physical health history. But when you are making a living off of selling these courses and selling certain lifestyle choices, you need to be honest with people about the whole picture, in my opinion. In her Instagram, going back at least several months now, I was finding many comments inquiring about if she was on a GLP-1, and those were going unanswered. She has had opportunities to come clean. It doesn't require a long, drawn out explanation, but just a yes or no answer would have given her subscribers the information that they wanted and that I do believe they deserved.
I'm proud that I asked for help. I'm proud that I was feeling a kind of way that I did not know how to navigate. And
I am too. In all seriousness, I'm extremely happy for once. It feels like seeing an influencer who actually took the steps to go to a professional to get some help, at least for the mental health.
reached out to a doctor and I reached out to a therapist. And it's okay to ask for help. So whether you're just starting out or on your 10th restart, know this, that you can get there. Your path might look different than mine, and that's totally okay. If you're curious about GLP-1s, about macros, about workouts, lifting weights, I'm here and I'm going to continue to show up and share my story and share my life and what I've learned. And above all, I want this to be a space where we can talk about the whole story, not just the highlight reel. But I'm going to be totally honest. If this video is not for you and you feel like leaving a hurtful, hateful comment, please don't. I'm not really in any space to handle that. This is just me being honest and telling my story. So if this video is not for you, please just scroll on by.
While I agree that I don't think people should be unnecessarily hateful, I don't really think you can come online and make a platform and make money off of people and request that they censor what they want to say to you. People are going to have an opinion about this, and it's going to be strong either way. She actually has a lot of support on this YouTube video compared to her Instagram reel. It's talking about this were a little bit more negative. I wouldn't say that I saw anything hateful, but is there valid, constructive criticism and feedback? Absolutely, and that's okay. Um, People, they really don't owe you anything when it comes to what they say to you on information that you are putting out there publicly.
So thank you for being here and giving me the space to grow emotionally, mentally, physically. So if this resonates with you, please share it. If you have a question, drop it below. And if you're on your own path and your own journey, know that I am cheering you on every single step of the way. Again, thank you for the continued support and love. I'm so grateful for all of you being here. It really, truly does.
Okay, that's pretty much it for her video. I want to go back to her Instagram for a moment. I should have done this at the start, but let's just as a reminder. So this is like her before and after, um, just going from keto to macros. Again, in my opinion, she looks pretty good in this after photo. Is there still some room for improvement, if you want to say? Sure. Sorry, I keep forgetting to actually share my screen. Goodness gracious. But so this is, what she's been looking like, kind of what I remember her looking like from the last time that she has popped on my reels. This is another one that we can see. You can really see the difference in her face. She's looking good. I think she looks healthy. She looks happy. This is more recent. This is a reel. I'm just
Morpheus 8 is a skin tightening.
mute it. She is talking about Morpheus 8, which I think is something like a skin tightening sort of. It's not plastic surgery, but it's an aesthetic treatment. So I am happy to see her being transparent about some of those procedures and support that she's getting done. But you can really see the difference even from that after picture that we were just looking at. You can really see that she has continued to lose a lot of weight. Her stomach is very small, it's very flat. I do think she looks great. She says in this caption she's had 2 C-sections and 2 abdominal surgeries to remove ovarian cysts. In my opinion, she does look wonderful. She looks small, but she looks good. But you can really see the difference. And I think this is what people were starting to notice. And from the comments that I read, people noticed this latest drop in weight, again, that 25 to 30 pounds, happening quite drastically. A lot of people were catching on that she must be using this tool of a GLP-1, but she wasn't being honest about it. So you have people, though, that were still a little bit naive to that fact and really believed that this was all macros. They're supporting her in the comments saying, no, she counts macros, she sells the course. That's how she got this amazing, tiny, tight tummy. It's not entirely true. So, in conclusion, I do want to say whatever Janelle wants to do with her body, I truly do believe it's her choice. If she wants to use a GLP-1, if she wants to just count macros, if she wants to go back keto, that's all her choice. But I do think when you are making money off of people by selling a certain type of diet that get you certain results, you need to be extremely transparent about what all you're doing to get those results. She hasn't been doing that for at least about the last year, which is when it seemed that she started this GLP-1 and also started some other medications that helped her lose some additional weight. I'm going to end it there. Let me know what you guys think about this, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.